Hi family, hi family. This is Dr. Mo with Moya Body Care and Colon Hydrotherapy. And I am your favorite colon hydrotherapist that practices the sacred art of colon hydrotherapy, herbs, and natural living. And as always, all the information that I share with you is non-medical. I am a non-medical practitioner. I am a metaphysician and your favorite colon hydrotherapist. Let's talk about that. And then number two, this information always, as I share it with you, is all about self-mastery, mastering yourself. We have enough quote unquote masters out there that are selling you a system, selling you a process, selling you all this good stuff. And that's fine. There's no right or wrong way. I am just simply saying that when you master self, those things are not needed. That's all I'm saying. So let's talk about your reasons for coming in to see me, right? I just had a lovely session with a lovely woman. I mean, there were so many ahas going back and forth. Like, I really do think that she was not particularly a physical client. I do feel that she was a spiritual client. I really do believe that our exchange that we just had was more so for me to see a reflection. That's what I do think the reason why that woman came in here. But one question I asked her, or one question I asked people in general, it's not just her, but people in general. How can I be of service to you? Most people will respond, well, oh, I want a colonic. And I go, I know. But how can I be of service to you? What are you really looking for? What would you really like? What would you really like to understand? What would you like to walk away with? What would you like to dive deep in? You've been following me for some time. You know exactly what I do. I do colon therapy. However, when you come in here to receive colon therapy, that's not what we're doing. So now, again, how can I be of service to you? And then that's when people drop the veil. That's when people stop the, this is what I should be saying. This is how I should be saying it. And they drop down into their authentic self so that we can merge into their higher self. But before you get to your higher self, you have to step into your authentic self. When you step into your authentic self, or how you step into that, is being authentic with yourself and being true to yourself and saying exactly what you desire, so that the tribe like me can plug in the gifts that we have downloaded from God and completely understand why we are here on the planet. I can plug it in to help you move along your path without any hiccups. So how can I be of service to you on this path? Through the medium of colon therapy, or it could be through the medium of yoni steaming. It could be through the medium of receiving herbs, minerals, supplements, vitamins, essential oils. It could be through the medium of sitting in my sauna or my steam room. It could be receiving a Zyto scan to understand how your organs are moving together, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially, because that makes a huge role, or plays a huge role. Or maybe it could be showing up to one of my donation-based meditations and sound baths, which, by the way, one is coming up this Saturday at 3 o'clock. Maybe that's the way you are supposed to plug into me and I plug into you, so that we can ascend together and become masters and play in the ethers together and start manifesting some stuff and just having fun. Like, that is the real deal about health and wellness. It is impossible for you to enjoy life when you are sick. It is impossible for you to enjoy life when you don't feel well and you have digestive upset. The whole goal with us being on the planet is to enjoy life. If you have digestive upset, you are completely out of line with God, spirit, and your higher self. You are completely out of line. out of alignment, out of alignment, out of alignment. Yes, it has something to do with the food. Yes, it has something to do with the water. Yes, it has something to do with that. However, that's not the main challenge. The main challenge is what you believe to be true about you and your position, and what you believe to be true about your limits or your gifts, or your limits and your gifts. Only you can do this. Only you can give it 10%, 5%, 2%, or 100%, or 2,000%. Only you can give yourself that measure. Nobody else, no other circumstances, no other person, place, thing, people, experiences. You can be dropped in a room filled with money and never see the opportunity because you don't have any. But you don't see the opportunity. You're sitting literally on money. You're sitting on it. You're sitting there. You're in the room. People are talking about money. Money is coming out of their mouth. But because you're in this low vibrational position, because you agreed to that, you don't see it. That's how life works. That's how colon therapy works. Whatever you agree to is going to be released. My client that just left, she said, you know, when I went to the restroom, I released these massive, big balls. Like it was pow, 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 pow. And she's like, you know, another practitioner had this Bristol chart, and she was explaining to me, and I'm listening to her, and I said, yes, it's called a Bristol chart, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I understand. So she explained it to me. So I said, the Bristol chart is nice. It's lovely. It categorizes. It also limits. It categorizes the main population. If I may take you a step further. Up until this point, how you release into the world, verbally, physically, spiritually, how you show up, is it in tight balls where you show up and you're like bursting and it's just blah, 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 blah? Is that how you're moving through life? When I tell you her whole face shifted and she looked at me, she said, what? Let me help you, love. Your mouth is the beginning of your digestion. Your anus is the last point of digestion. So whatever you say or do not say, whatever you digest or do not digest, is going to create that tunnel effect and mirror effect when you go to the restroom. So let's talk about it. Let's just put it out there like relationships. I had a conversation with a client the other day about relationships, and she says, this individual she's dealing with is, you know, y'all know the regular junk, both on the man's side and the woman's side. It's the same thing, right? So I asked her, why are you still eating it? She said, what? I said, your stomach is hurting, right? You're constipated, right? You've been passing gas like really, really bad, and it's really foul. So why are you still eating his shit? Her whole body changed, and she's like, I said, when you stop consuming junk that doesn't resonate and vibrate in your body, then your colon will fall into alignment. A couple of weeks later, actually this new year, she came back last week and she was like, Mo, I took your advice and I just listened to my body. And she said, every time I got around him, my whole body will tense up. She said, my uterus was tensing up. And I think this is why I have fibroids. Most of the time, fibroids is a pause telling you that you should not be entertaining this person for whatever reason. But when you're ready for that conversation, you let me know. But I am here to share with you that however your digestion is showing up because you are digesting life in the same manner. You are eating and swallowing everything that is not good for you, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially. When you are ready to shift the paradigm, I am here to hold you in light. My name is Dr. Mo with Moya Body Care and Colon Hydrotherapy, and I am your favorite colon hydrotherapist, ready to hold you in high vibration. My phone number is 562-682-0818, and my website is Moya, MOYA, bodycare.com. Until then, shine on.